Oh, Brian must be gone.
No, I'm here.
What kind of progress you made?
Uh, None really. Just like I said, was rebuilding the base. I got my beds down. I got my production area up. I got my farm going. I built an icebox and I built a electric kitchen.
Oh, cool.
Made a
Yeah,
handgun and I'm building some bullets right now so I can kill these pals a little bit faster.
yeah. The handgun it doesn't do a ton of damage.
You broke up really bad in there.
Yeah. Uh, the little USB hub that's housing my dongle for my headset fell off my desk. Am I back now?
Mm. Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I forgot what I was saying. It doesn't matter. The handgun is not gonna do huge damage. To conserve ammo, the single shot rifle it's twice as fast as the musket. Still not fast, but it does a lot more damage.
Yeah. I think I can build it now that I think about it. I just haven't actually bought it. Let me go see if it's available.
Yeah. So I need tech points and a few more levels. So my plan is to go to the northernmost wildlife sanctuary, check the chest, maybe kill a shadow beak if I see one, and Lylene. I might catch a Lylene. They're great for the farms. Um,
Lylene?
yeah, Lylene is there. There's no Lylene boss fight except for Lylene Noct, right? And as far as I'm aware, the only place it spawns is the wildlife sanctuary.
Hmm. Where the hell is this Hella thing?
What's it
I know
called?
it's a boss and I've killed it.
You know, there's a Jormuntide I got credit for killing that I did not kill. Somebody else did that. Or it, like, spawned in the sky and fell to its death.
Hmm. There you are, you little shit. Coming for you. Primarily because I don't know where you spawn. Well, actually, with the PAL index, I should be able to tell.
I also want to try out everyone's weapons. Uh, so I leveled up a Relaxosaurus to 40. Uh, I'm gonna level up a Limfunk and a Tansy as well, so I can get them to so I can use their weapons essentially.
There you are, you little shit. Where do you habitate at? Oh, you're on the easy island. Alright.
Is this my knocked out Tokotoko? No,
I
this
guess
is
I'll go
just
there
me.
instead. It'll be something new to do.
I've never thrown a Jolt Hog, so I'm gonna get a Jolt Hog I can throw. I got my Fox to level 41 really easily. Doesn't Workaholic debuff their damage?
No, not that I'm aware of.
I've got 10 limb bunks and none of them have like a decent buff. Okay, aggressive sounds the most like something that'll do damage. We're gonna call it Team Cutie Pie.
Oh, I can also capture Penkings out here too. That's nice.
Yeah, it looks so regal. I don't know if I need more than one. Okay, I know one of you guys has 2 yellows.
Oh, Azarobi's out here too. Yes, I want you, please too.
Yeah, Azarobis are good. Um, they're pretty big, but they don't fall off as much as like Suzaku Aqua's doing. This is Bushit. I'm looking for Bushi.
Oh yeah, I'm capturing everything out here because it's low level and I'm gonna fuck it up.
Why not? A.
Oops, that was too strong of a hit. I killed it. Oh well. I'm sure there's more.
With the
Yep, there's
handgun?
another. No, I actually haven't shot anything yet. Let's find out how much damage it does for me.
You killed it with a crossbow?
Um, with an attack from the pal.
Oh. Oh yeah, I do have one more thing I need to do.
Criminal activity underway?
Yeah, that's okay as long as you're not spotted. Just don't go near the, as long as you don't have a wanted in the top right corner, you're alright.
Okay. Who spots me?
You see, pals spawning, but if you ever see people spawn, just stay away from them.
No, I get that, but who's gonna spot me?
Those people.
Who are the other, like the actual people, PIDF people?
Yes, if they see you on the island and you get close enough, then you get wanted, and it takes like 10 minutes to shake it off, and I wouldn't go back to your base either, because everyone's just gonna run off and fight, and it's just, it's a mess all around.
What? Oh, I caught 90 kinds of pals. That's nice.
Yeah, I was there a couple days ago. It's like an achievement you unlock. I thought I had 3 Bushis. Maybe I only have 2. I could have swore I had a 3rd Bushi. Nope, only 2. Catresses drop technical manuals too. Where do they live? They come out at night in the snowy area.
I am a criminal.
136, 136. Yeah, you damn border crosser. High grade technical manual. Who drops it? Catrus and Wixen drop it. Okay, what about the other technical manuals?
There's really not a lot on this island, is there?
No, there's like 3 little platforms, but if you the little flower like things that stick out can have boxes on them.
Oh, I see the third little platform. I'm finally about to step on it. Flew right past that shit. Oh, hey, thermal undershirt. Nice. And a sapphire? The fuck?
Somebody, I don't even know what those are used for. Diamonds, sapphires, all that stuff.
Oh, it's to be sold so you can make money.
Oh, really?
Can be sold to a merchant for a high price. They are not materials, as they say they are. They're there to be sold. And if they are materials to be used, they have not introduced it to the game yet.
Okay, so they're not necessary to make anything.
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Alright, let's go get some technical manuals, and then at night we'll switch to hunting Wixens and Catresses. Okay. Team Cutie Pie is on the case. I got a Tansy, a Limfunk, a Jolthog Christ, and Tokotoku on my party. I just bring people who can be used as weapons or have weapons, because I want to see what they do. Oh yeah, I was gonna watch this Alone in Tokyo video in the corner too. Man, his music is so good. It's a little loud though. It's so weird because he won't talk on his videos. But he will sing music. So the only way to hear his voice. This is the volume. Don't you hate it when you're messing with a slider and you can't hit like a solid number? It's like 49 instead of 50.
Yes. Let me input the number myself, assholes.
Alright, we looking for treasure chest. There go one right there.
Right there, right there.
I like the way you do that right there.
You might be too close for that to hit you.
Yeah, oh man. That was lucky. Two high-grade technical manuals in one chest. Clearly I don't know how to turn on the volume. Much better. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for, so that's good to get good chest luck. These little laying down spires are where the chests are supposed to spawn. Like I can see one out there, I think. With my good eye. Oh wait, my picture-in-picture went away. Nice. You know they added backpacks to Rust.
I've seen that, but what does it do?
Increases your carrying capacity. It's like a box you have to put down, put stuff into, and then pick it up and wear it. So it's like a wearable box, essentially. Which is exactly how I thought it would work. So that's cool.
Hmm.
And I was watching a video that I made a long time ago on Fallout 4, because I used to like mod the shit out of that game. I even used to know how to make mods on that game. And I rarely have ever had as much fun as I did playing Fallout 4. Like that game was so... The world was so like interesting and full. And most of the mods I used just filled out like some of the gaps in the gameplay that should have been there anyway. Like the way intimidation worked was kind of lame, and it rarely like you a lot of missions required you to kill people, like everyone in the room, so you couldn't really do a pacifist playthrough. And I found a mod. It was actually a part of another mod called Frost that made it like a nuclear winter, but it had intimidation mechanics that were added, so you could intimidate somebody, right? Then you could tell them to get the fuck out of here. They would run out the door and count as a kill, so that you didn't have to kill people. You could also rob them, like take their shit. Like you could interrogate them, and it would put all the other bad guys on the compass. And they would even play like generic dialogue that they found somewhere in the game. Like, okay, okay, don't shoot, you know, and then tell you where everyone is on the map, essentially. And so yeah, that was cool. I also, there was one that added like better locational damage, like you could wound legs and they can't sprint, shoot arm and they can't aim well. Same thing would happen to you. It added bleed damage. There was one called Agony that added more drugs, like antibiotics for infections. stuff like that, and a lot of them came with animations. Like anything that came with a new animation, I would add. Like there was 3 different mods that added animations for all the medicines and even the new medicines like bandages, and I combined them all. That game was super fun. I really miss it. There was also ways to build anywhere. And then in downtown Boston, I saw this one guy who built way up into a skyscraper, like somewhere you're clearly not supposed to be. But it had meshes and textures, right? So you didn't like if you're not supposed to be there, sometimes you'd go to the top of the building, be walking around and fall through the building, right? But somehow there was like a flat, walkable piece of land super high up. So you could put down a workbench and then build scaffolding up to it, and it was like a little skyscraper apartment, you know, just the kind of thing you would have in an apocalypse, something high and out of the way. Wait, that only happens when my battery's low.
And what was that game called?
Fallout 4. It's mods for Fallout 4. Like it was a heavily modded version of Fallout 4, and it sucks too because I know that was it 76, the new one?
Yeah.
I know that sucks. And then the worst thing about Fallout 4 is that it was single player. It had like this game where you could like have server invite codes. That would have been amazing, because then you could like show people all the stuff you made, and you could take on hard like things together. Then I had ideas that I just wasn't capable of bringing to fruition. Like I wanted to have a Liberty Prime boss fight. I thought that would be dope. You know Liberty Prime?
The
The
big
giant
old robot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, when you take on the Institute, Liberty Prime will walk with you and drill into the Institute with its laser, right? But it's not the same. And if you you can actually become an enemy to the Brotherhood of Steel, but there's no Liberty Prime boss fight, and I thought that would have been like nuts. And it could have been like you know, where you get inside your vertibird with the Minutemen come and pick you up, and then you fight Liberty Prime from the helicopter. But you have to destroy it before the helicopter takes too much damage, or something like that. I thought that would have been cool. Also, there was chameleon Deathclaws in the game. Deathclaws that were supposed to be like color changing or whatever, but they were just like a different color. I added the Stealth Boy mechanic to the Deathclaws, so they actually would turn invisible. It was like awesome and terrifying, and
I don't like the idea of them being invisible.
it makes it harder for sure.
Ridiculously hard.
Also, you usually had to pick locks or have a key, right? There was this mod called Locky Bastard where you could like shoot or blunt force locks, and it like wouldn't always work, but it had a chance of working. And I thought that was really cool. You could also another mod let you lock random doors, so you could like Red Rocket has like 2 or 3 doors, right? But there's a part where like a bunch of zombies attack you, or mole hogs. You could like close one door, lock it, and sort of funnel them all into one. And it gave you more gameplay options, you know? It made it way harder for sure. Like you had to think about everything you were doing. There was one that added camping supplies. So at night, you know, zombies come out at night, and there's more dangerous enemies. You could set up camp for the night, because sometimes it would be like a 2-day walking trip. And I didn't jog everywhere either. In the early game, I literally walked everywhere with dog meat.
I did the same thing. Actually, there was an option besides walking.
Well, you can get a vertibird later. Well, you can jog everywhere, but I thought that was kind of silly. But yeah, later in the game, you're able to call a vertibird. I thought it was weird the way you had to call it, because you had to call it with a smoke grenade, right? I changed that to a walkie-talkie, where you just had to like push a button and like say something, and then the vertibird would come to you.
Hmm. That makes more sense.
Right? Uh, like tons of little changes like that. Like there was this enemy called the Synth Courser that would show up as like their toughest mob spawn. But it was it looked like a Terminator kind of. Like I get what they were trying to go for, but it didn't like move quickly or like it didn't ragdoll you when it hit you like it would if it was like a Terminator. So I thought it was like stupid. Uh, but there is a character model for a synth scientist, right? Because the institute wouldn't come above ground; they would send synths out. But if they did come above ground, they would come in these hazmat suits, like in the beginning of the game where they kidnap your kid.
Mhm.
So I changed the synth courser to a synth scientist, institute scientist. So you would run into these institute scientists, and they had synth relay grenades they could throw to summon synths, essentially.
Hmm.
Trying to catch another Bushi. I'm not wasting any of my good balls on you. Got him. Okay, cool. The Limfunk and Tansy jumped up a bunch of levels. %, chance. Instant breakout. I think I get the drops whether I kill it or not. Kill it or catch it. I should get the drops either way. I'm surprised I haven't aggroed this Bushi yet. Normally they aggro on sight. How much health do you have left? Very little.
I'm getting tired of seeing Azerobis now. I got 10 of them already. I'm done with this shit. They're just taking up spawns.
That's pretty funny. Did I gain a level? Nope. Yeah, London Tokyo is a freaking god of like, oh, right. There's a special wild Gummoss that will spawn with a, flower on its head. I gotta have that. Alright, it's almost nighttime. Let's get out of here. I wanna go hunt some Wicks and Vixens. They also drop the technical manuals. Desiccated desert is kind of an oxymoron. Or what do you call it? It's redundant.
I agree.
Grenades are super OP for base defense. Alright, this is where Cadruses and what's it called? They're supposed to spawn. I know I'm gonna be freezing to death as soon as I land. Oh no, I'm not. Goriats are sleeping.
It says the pal that I want spawns on this fucking island, and I've not seen it once.
Which one?
Patelia.
Wildlife Sanctuary number 2 or 3?
The low level one at level 20.
Oh, does it?
So it says. It says the habitat is right fucking there, and it doesn't spawn anywhere fucking else.
Yeah,
I've not seen a single one.
because there's such a small area, I had to walk around for a long time on number 3 before I saw my first, like, Astagon and Blazemut. It was almost exclusively, like, Infernoram Nox and Bushies. And, oh, Grisbolt, too. I went a second time looking for another Grisbolt. Took forever.
Yeah, I found a Griswold and I managed to capture him, so that was nice, but I've only seen one of him. I've seen 2 of these other grass Pokemon, but other than that, Azarobi, Penking, and the fucking deer. That's it. Just killing them now. Just taking it, making things respawn.
Yeah, that's good for the levels.
I guess, but everything is already leveled up, and I don't have the experience thing you do.
It's not turned up.
Yeah, it's not turned up, so it's not as useful.
You can always turn it up.
Not gonna do it.
Okay.
The only thing I might do is increase base number and base pals. Maybe.
I don't think you can. That's not a setting.
It is.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm. I know you can increase base pals to 20, but I don't know about the number of them.
Yeah, but that's through upgrading the PAL box.
I mean, yeah, you still have to do that, but it maxes out at 15. You can change it to 20.
Oh. I think I did that a long time ago, so I just didn't notice. Like, before I started, even.
Oh, there's one. Holy shit.
I know, right? Damn it. Insta-kill. Inventory full.
Oh, that's sexy. That was worth the wait. Artisan. And that's exactly what I need it for, too.
Very nice.
Level 3 seating and artisan. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Happy to wait for it to do that again. Thank you. Is that another one? Oh, I found another one already. Holy shit. Give it to me, baby. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Give it to me, baby. Afraid to shoot again. 100% catch rate, yeah. No bonuses on that one, but I'll take it.
I don't know how you damage something when you're this strong without killing it.
Spear.
Oh, why did I use such a good ball on that? How many can you condense at once?
It goes 4, I think 16, 32, and then 64. They just skipped 8.
The Wixens I definitely want for the base. They're like super good at the base. Wixens, bee guards, tombats, cats are all good very early. But Wixens, bee guards, tombats, they can always go in. I don't even know if I need to fight you this much, because I'm going to be using a red ball. Yeah, it's 100%. I think I just need to shoot you once. There's another Wixen. What happens? Damn. 100%.
A wombo combo. I threw some fire tornadoes at him, and then I hit him with the, what's it called? Flare arrows, so 3 homing arrows of fire at once. Just ended him. Wombo combo. Dead.
The wombo combo was when Chun-Li blocked all those, what you call it, right?
No, that wasn't wombo combo. Wombo combo was, what do you call it?
How am I missing this many PAL balls?
That fighting game with
Thank you.
Yahoo, Melee. Super Smash Brothers Melee. That was wombo combo.
Oh. I just need one more Wixen and I'll get the EXP boost, and I see it.
Yeah, you're thinking of Evo moment number 9?
Yeah. Legend.
Yeah, that's a wonderful fucking video. I got
Both are
psyched the first time I
legendary.
seen that shit.
Alright, it's still technically night, so I can go get some Catresses too. This is where most of them are, right? Down here. Alright, get me to a fast travel point. Catresses aren't nearly useful enough to catch. Hell Zephyrs look pretty cool. Oh, because you're level 27, you're gonna be a little hard ass, huh? I guess that means I can shoot you. Killed it. Damn it. It does look really cool. The hell, Zephyr? Alright. Here and then go south. The ones I don't care anything about, I just get one of. But I do want that gummoss with the flower on its head. That's non-negotiable. Inventory full. I don't know what to drop. I don't need wood and fiber. I'll take the bones home. I don't want either one of those either, though. Oh, damn it, it's daytime already. Night is so quick. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the nature reserve because I wouldn't mind a Lylene or a Fangalope with some good traits. Or I could just hang out in the desert killing fools. Yeah, I want one more Lylene for sure, for sure. I'm out of ammo for almost everything. It's cool, I have a sword.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how quickly the chests respawn. I've heard it's a few in-game days, but I don't know if I change that or if you can change that. Yo, thank you, the Lord provideth. No. Caught a Lylene immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Carbon fiber is easy to make, so I'll drop that. There's a Fangalope. There we go. Seriously, bro? I can't get you much lower.
Damn it.
Zen Mind. I wonder what Zen Mind does.
Stops them from getting, what do you call it, sanity as fast. I was trespassed.
Oh, you got a wanted?
Yep. So now I'm just gonna wait up here until it goes away. That went away.
It went away quickly?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Back to farming the damn thing until I get it. I want more. I need 10.
I wish there was a way to tell if something had like those yellow things before you throw the ball.
Yeah, they should add a magnifying glass. What was it?
Some
In
kind.
Ark. Ark? Yeah, Ark Survival Evolved. A lot of it had to do with the PAL stats. PAL stats. The Dino stats. And they eventually made this, what do you call it, add-on where you could look at them through the spyglass and it told you what their stats were. And if you knew what a level 1's stats were, or like if you looked it up, you could figure out how many points were put into what. That way you could get the highest attacking one that you could find. And so it'd be nice if they added that magnifying glass to it, so you'd be like, do I want to capture that one? Nah, let's move on. Nah, let's move on.
I know you're low health, but I don't want to walk. Okay, I got my second Lylene, which is good. How many Fengalopes do I need for the bonus? I mean, I wasted a legend ball, but I thought I wasted it like on nothing. It broke, but I thought I missed the damn thing, but it bounced and then got it.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
Alright, that is 5. Vangalopes. I'm sick of catching Vangalopes. I'm glad I got my Lylene though. I wanted a couple more Ragnarhawks too. I want to give myself a chance to get a swift one. this isn't the one I meant to go to. I'll be right back. To this base in a second. I've got like a cabinet next to my workbench with all my schematics in it. The tall
Mhm.
metal one. Um, Tri lightning is a rare consumable. Grass seed machine gun is an uncommon consumable.
Elfitran,
I'm
you
pretty
ain't
sure
shit.
it's a Phaedrian, I think. Not that it matters.
I guess it could be. Just I thought they were going with like elephant and something else.
It doesn't look anything like an elephant.
Oh, yeah, no, that ELPH.
Is there an L after the E? I thought it was EPH.
Nope, ELPH. So it could be Elfidran.
Yeah, I guess it could be. Still probably not, though.
I like Elfidran better because they're right. It doesn't look like an elephant at all. I just don't know what they were trying to go with.
It really upsets me, guys, when you just put a little bit of stone and wood in every box. Makes me want to wait around to see who does it and put them in a viewing cage. The Ultra Spheres are only 5 points of capture power less than the other ones.
Every point fucking counts.
Ooh, I can get the really good grappling gun now. Okay, where do I gotta make it at? It doesn't say. Maybe I can just do it at a regular ass workbench then. No. Oh, it's a weapon, right? It's considered a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Giga grappling gun. Yep, I got everything to make it. I don't have my crafting pal with me. I use the
Grisbolt, I'm coming for you.
I use the boss Anubis to do my crafting for me. Although
Another
once
Grisbolt is mine. All 3 of these hoes.
I'll tria ya.
Oh my god, this farming of this area is annoying.
I have so much trouble finding something once I put it in a box. And you'd think Anubis would be easy to see, man. There it is. I bet, look, the lamb probably finished the freaking grappling gun while I was going and getting his ass out of a box. No, it didn't. Of course it didn't. Not you, Tansy. You don't know what you're doing. Once Anubis is on the case, that bar flies. Yeah, the giant lamb ball and chicken are like two of my literal favorites.
Hmm.
Mega grappling gun goes in the box. Alright, let's make some ammunition. Need more charcoal to make gunpowder. I started 500 charcoal a few days ago. I wonder if I used it all. Yeah, it looks like I did. Alright, let's burn another 1,000 wood.
Grisbolt.
Yeah, Grisbolt's neat. This saddle is totally worth.
That should be number 4. Yeah, it was. Ooh, Andy's a workaholic. Yay!
Okay, do I have... Yeah, I can use Ragnarok to cook that charcoal. Alright, I expect that charcoal done when I get back. Yeah, 3 bases isn't like a lot. Yo, good job, guys. This will be done in no time. I can just wait. I should hear the ore break soon. Yeah, 400 charcoal, 400 ore in no time. Just from letting them do all the work. Just running up here and collecting. These guys look adorable together.
Farming is annoying. I wish this thing would spawn more.
What are you farming?
The Patelia. Like I've already captured a couple, sure. Like I got what I needed, needed, but I need to also get 10 of them bitches, and I've only got 3.
Oh yeah, stuff that spawns super rare like that is gonna be tough. Okay, I'm about to severely over encumber myself and then fast travel. I have 5k on me.
Nice.
It's charcoal and ore, like 300-400 of each. I mean coal and ore. Thankfully it's a short walk to the box. Oh no, I haven't checked food timers in forever. Still got 50 pizzas, that's great. Oh man. Okay, the highest food goes is uncommon.
Say food?
Yeah, the highest rarity food will go to.
No, it goes up to rare. Are you looking at the electric kitchen?
Oh no, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah.
That's making me wonder what kind of crazy food you can make. The mud chowder requires lettuce, so I need a lettuce thing. What's the easiest one of these to make? I'm gonna be hunting the muds anyway. Is there anything that uses their meat? Yes, the mud chowder. I just need a little lettuce farm. Alright, let's go to the other place. There's more room for a lettuce farm, and I caught a Lylene for it. Tomato.
Okay, food, hunger.
Like real world food.
Yep. I hunger.
Yo, that Hawaiian pizza was off the chain.
Mm.
Can't go wrong with Hawaiian pizza. Do I have 2 tomatoes or 1? I got 2 tomatoes. No, it's 2. Yeah, 2 of everything. Lettuce plantation, stone, pal fluids, 20, 140, and lettuce seeds. Yo, where my farm is, they can just live off of honey.
That's a lot of bees.
Everything in the cooler went bad. No, I moved it. I was about to get very upset. Alright, let's see. How many beds do I have made? 12 beds. I can drop 2 more pals in here. One of which is definitely going to be Lylene to speed up the process. Is it at the end? Yes, it is. I got Petalia and Lylene working. Which might mean I need a second waterer. Okay, Retardosaurus, you water. Okay, I need some wood, some lettuce, no, some stone, some pal fluid, and some lettuce seeds. Three different boxes. Make sure I got the recipe right. 3. 70. 10. Yeah, I got the recipe right. I love how quickly the pals catch up in level. I'll never be mad at that.
That is nice.
I'm so happy the Retardosaurus can transport and water. Like if someone can do only one thing, that's cool because they'll focus on it. But if they can do 2 things, one of them should be transport. That way, like they won't they'll focus on their task unless there's shit to move.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it
That's a
taking
lot
me?
of the reason that I like the, what's her name right now? Natalia. She has gathering, planting, handiwork, medicine, and transporting. So primarily she'll be doing planting. Handiwork only whenever she has a second. I'm never building anything. Gathering whenever that shit's done. I don't even have a medicine production going, and so she has transporting. So planting and gathering is her main job. It's real nice. And she has planting 3, gathering 2, and transporting 1.
I think Lylene's does all that just better.
Lylene. I don't know if I have her.
You probably don't. It's 4 planting, 3 handiwork, 2 gather, 3 medicine.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't have her. Where's she at?
Top right nature reserve.
Alright.
Petalia and Lylene together, man. You can just forget about farming.
Now you still need something to water it, which is the Azerobes.
Yeah, I got an Azarobi and a Relaxosaurus to supplement it because Suzaku Aqua is just too big.
Yeah. And to me, the Retardosaurus is too big too. It has 3 watering or 2, the Retardosaurus.
I think it's 2.
Yeah.
And it's not that big unless you have like an alpha. Alright, let's see. I need bullets. I need gunpowder. Valeris is pretty good as a fire guy. I wish Anubis didn't Naruto run.
You wish he didn't?
No, filthy weeb.
That's the coolest shit right there. Whenever he goes to work, we are fighting ninja.
I think I can be ninja too. I want to be ninja.
Yeah.
That's like good old fashioned fun racism.
I kind of want to know what the backstory is of that, and I kind of don't. Because I'm
Uh,
pretty sure she was being a full-on asshole.
I like to think that she was oblivious and didn't think that like the white lady would bother her at all, or the Asian lady. I like to think like she just thought like, oh, it's funny, right? Like didn't think it would be offensive to an Asian lady because it's like it
And
is an
also,
N-word.
she looks so out of place. Like,
It's all white people and one Asian lady.
was it? I thought it was all Asian people, and she was the one tall, blonde, white lady there.
I thought that everyone was white. There was one Asian lady.
Uh,
I can hear Gavin yelling at Shelby. I don't know what she did. I've yet to swing this sword in anger. I may start doing that just to save ammunition. Alright, I need AR ammo, and I need 30 times 5 is 150. Craft it, and then what does it take to make rifle ammo? Is it refined ingot or just ingot? Oh, I think I just made rifle ammo. No, it's the same resource. how much rifle ammo do I have? 86. I need more of the F and then C cancel. Make assault rifle ammo with the rest. And then get some refined ingot cooking. You gotta catch an Orzerk too. They're at that top right nature reserve. It's like the only electric generator you'll need. That giant land ball is hilarious looking. The Suzakus are almost cool looking, but they look kind of derpy.
Yeah. That's how I felt about them too.
Alright, enhance stats. Technology. I need to check something real quick. Let's get it. Ooh, Anubis is already done. Man, that thing crafts fast. I mean, that's its sole reason for existing. Okay, so I want that Gummas with the flower on its head. Nothing. Hooligan, Zen Mine, nothing. Conceited, insulated body, nothing. Destructive. I got a good jet dragon. Legend Sirius Divine Dragon. The Frost Stallion is Legend Ice Emperor, but it's pacifist. It'll pacifist through your head. Bars. The Retardosaurus is really growing on me. Like the more I see it run around. Let's go to a nature reserve. Let's go to this one. Ooh, a Limpunk. I need like 30 for the next upgrade. I might need the actual bow to make sure I don't kill shit. Oh, I brought milk with me? Why did I do that?
What if you got thirsty?
I just forgot it was up there in that slot.
Oh. Yay, another yay.
Another what?
Battalion. I got excited. It just popped up and I was like, finally it fucking spawned.
Yeah, it'd be like that whenever they're not common. Right now I'm checking all the legs for treasure chest. 3 legs without a treasure chest, that's nuts. Alright, there's one finally. Watch it need a gold key I don't have or something.
Alright. I seen a video and I wasn't sure it was true, but now I'm starting to get on board. Once a pal leaves your field of vision, like you can't see it anymore, it does despawn. So if I just go back and forth on this island, getting
Yeah,
out of their spawn range and back in,
yes. Yeah.
it looks like it.
If you just keep flying up and down between all the levels, you'll constantly get new spawns. Alright, that's all the ledges. No Pen King, no Fingaloptera, no Pen King. I could use a second Azarobi, I guess.
What?
100%, don't even have to damage it. Just have to shoot it at least once. If you don't shoot it at least once, then it has like, it'll knock your fucking ball away. Oops, there's the human. I think Grisbolt might be a nighttime spawn.
No, he's not.
Just super rare, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's what I was looking for. The manuals. High grade tech man. Oh, there's the people. Gotta avoid the peoples. Can I get this chest without them seeing me? Lock on laser, electric skill fruit. That sounds strong.
Um, who fires it at you? Remember, Unibolt, was it?
Oh, there's a
Unibolt?
Patalia. Yeah.
Yeah, he fired that laser. So he locks on, and it's super quick. Like, it's a pretty, not strong, but it is very likely to hit when used. Because it's fast.
Nice. Yeah, DPS wise, the low cooldown moves might actually be better.
Yeah, I give, what's his name? Robin Quill. Fucking perfect. Wind Cutter, Seed Mine, and then Grass Tornado. 2 seconds, yeah, I think it's a 2 second cooldown, 18 second, and 2 second, 13 second, 18 second. Wind Cutter into Seed Mine, Wind Cutter, Grass Tornado, Wind Cutter, and maybe one more Wind Cutter, and it's back up for Seed Mine again.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it's fucking perfect. He's a hell of a fighter.
I got lucky and got 2 Patalias in a row.
Ooh.
One was in the ocean swimming. Dark skill fruit, poison blast. I marked some of the skill trees on my map.
Yeah, I have been too. Hello, valet. I will take you because I do not have 10 of you.
Oh, that's a little moth, the poison moth, right?
Yeah. He's shit, but I'm getting 10 of them. Another Griswold. Or Grisbolt.
We're in the same place, farming the same place.
Yep.
Did you get 10 of the elk deers? Oh,
Oh, yeah. Instantly. Like, just
yeah, they spawn pretty
done.
quick.
Yep. I now got 8 Grisbolts.
Yo. The Pen Kings also come very often.
Oh, yeah. I got 10 of them as well.
It just doesn't make sense to have 10 Pen Kings. I wouldn't have even made it like spawn here. Because it like
Oh,
undermines.
gotta go get my food. Alright. Do that. Do that. Those. So, like this. Turn. Mirror. And there we go.
For me, Grisbolt's the hardest spawn to find.
I'd say he's just about as rare as the Patalia, but right now another one just came up in front of me, and so that's like 4 in the last 2 minutes.
Patalia.
This is some bullshit. What the hell are these numbers?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, man, because it'll go 10 minutes before you see your first one, and then once you see one, it's like bang, bang, bang.
Okay, I can capture one more Grisbolt.
Alright, I'm done with this. Let's head back to the land. Actually, let's land for a second and regain our stamina.
Don't forget, if you just fall off of land onto water without flying, the water counts as land.
But if you run out of stamina midair, it doesn't, right?
If you do midair flight and then you land on the ground or water, it does not count as water. It's weird.
You just have to, like, land and then run off the edge.
Yeah, as long as you're on ground first. Ground to water, no stamina problems. Air to water, stamina problems. You can even jump, you just cannot fly.
When it's daytime, I might try to look for that gummoss with the flower on its head. Oh my goodness, Gavin, you are butt naked. Go to your mommy so she can dress you. Go let mama dress you now. You got it.
That was the last elephant I can capture. Or Ephedrine. Ephedrine?
Ephedrine.
Ephedrine, thank you. Jesus Christ. Ephedrine.
Oh, the Retardosaurus just passed out wherever he was laying. Yeah, the Van Worm Christ is the best cooler, man. He works day and night. Yo, I got another attack pendant. No, I didn't. I got a life pendant, an attack pendant, and a defense +2, +1.
Ah, Patalia, it's been a minute. How you doing, baby girl? Come here.
Ain't nothing but a thing.
I know you want it. Yeah, take it. Take my balls to your face.
Jesus Christ, dude. Dude,
Ball to face technique.
I even got a pendant that raises work speed.
Oh shit. Patella, another one! Yes! Just throwing my balls around today. Where you going, bitch? No. Stay still.
You better bring that ass.
You going somewhere? You ain't going nowhere. 100% capture rate? Oh yeah. Forced slavery, just the way I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that scatter ball launcher, and that's how I'm gonna do my 10 of each kind one. I'm waiting until I get that.
Yeah, that shit is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, 70 with a CT of 15, that's pretty good. Alright, let's put up the ore and the flowers. And then we're gonna power level for a few levels. Have I gone up a level? No, 1, 2, 3 levels to go. Giga grappling gun? I thought I made the hyper one. That's mega. Do I need the weapon assembly line level 2 to make the hyper?
Don't know, haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, I probably do. I probably made a second giga. Or I made the hyper and then stuck it in a box.
That would be the smart move, yes.
No, there's 2 megas in here. So that wasn't it. Yeah, I'm guessing I need that weapon assembly line level 2. Okay, what does it take to make it? Oh right, I didn't unlock it because I'm saving tech points to make sure I get that Jet Dragon saddle. What the hell? I still have an unknown item, but I have all the pals. Right? Am I missing a pal that I'm not aware of? Oh, it's Frostallion Knocked, and you have to breed it. Well, good thing I have a breeding place. Okay, who are the parents?
Oh yeah, workaholic baby.
It's a Frostallion and a Hell Zephyr. Gavin, you need to go put clothes on, buddy. Gavin, go put clothes on, buddy. You're not listening. I'm gonna take away the TV. You need to put clothes on, you little freak. Okay. I need to take 2 pals out of here to make room for the parents. Let's take a milk and egg break. No, I'll take, I have 1 extra farmer, 1 extra water I'll pull out. So I need my Hell Zephyr and my Frostallion, and hopefully they're not the same gender. Hell Zephyr is a girl. And so is Frostallion. I gotta go catch a boy, Hell Zephyr. At least I got something like a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Hell Zephyr? In the PAL deck. There it is. Habitat at night. It's nighttime. Okay, let me.
Jesus Christ. I almost accidentally killed a patella.
I need a Hell Zephyr. Oh shit, night's almost over. Yep, there's one. I got so excited I threw a ball at nothing. This one's a boy. Let's go. The second one shows up, I'll catch that too. Alright. Hell Zephyrs are kind of easy to spot in the PAL deck because they look so unique. Yep, this is the boy, and this is the girl. Pick it up. There it is. Pick it up. Get the fuck over here, you stupid griffin. Alright, you guys get your freak on. I'm guessing this box is gonna be full of milk and eggs. Yes, it is. And tomatoes. Honey goes in the first spot.
Hey, my handgun ammo's done. Yay!
You're what?
My handgun ammo is done.
Nice.
I made 590 of that shit. And I'm sure I'll blow through it like a Colombian on cocaine.
Gavin, watch something different. That strobe is gonna make me have a seizure or something.
The Grand Malls. You gonna give your daddy the Grand Malls?
That's what it's called, man. I don't know why you say it sarcastically. Yo, I've got some good shit in my pal box, bro. I've got pizzas and mozzarella steaks. These pals are eating excellent. I'm about to get one more level too. That's awesome. Alright, now to focus on getting those levels. Very close to being able to ride my jet dragon. Alright, let's go commit murder, guys. It's guilt-free murder, though. These guys are definitely bad guys. They're dressed in black.
Oh, obviously.
That's how you know someone's a bad guy, is when they dress in black. Oh, went up a level.
Battaglia. I think this is number 8 or 9. That was number 9. I need one more of that. And I think I can finally leave this island. I won't have to ever come back.
Oh, cool. They drop assault rifle ammo. As long as they keep doing that, I won't even have to go home. Now you can come back.
I think I finished you, right? Yep, I'm done with you too.
Damn it. Why is Anubis's partner skill locked?
I don't know. I don't even know what it is. It's not like you can ride them.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
would
see him on
assume.
the tech tree. What is it, like a headband or something?
Alright, so that was number 10. Alright, so valet's done. Double check Azarobi. We're done there. Taya. Grisbolt, yep.
I don't see Anubis on the tech tree. But it has like a locked partner skill.
Hmm.
I guess the PAL deck might explain it.
No, Pen King, where are you at? I just want to make sure I got 10 of you too. There you are. Yep, got 10. Okay, good. I can leave this island fucking ever. Jesus Christ.
I should have brought a flying mount. I mean a galloping mount. Because I'd rather fight the guys than the beacons. So I'm just finding more beacons right now. There they go. Because I don't want to hurt the pals, honestly. I just want to kill these guys with miniguns that spawn in the desert. But Digitoises do drop high quality pal oil. The hell? You have no right to break my balls. You're not even that special. I'm trying to save you, buddy. Dude, I've got Digitoids is 10 levels lower than me breaking legendary spheres, so it ain't no sure thing by the no stretch.
Yeah.
Oh no, Tokutoku's gonna run out and self-destruct. That killed at least 2 guys, but he's gone now. Oh, Let's Palladius and Necromus again. That'd be an easy way to grab some levels. Not easy, a hard ass way to grab some levels.
Mm.
Okay, the way the Limfunk submachine gun works is once you throw Limfunk out and put him on your shoulder, right? Once you hit trigger, those bullets are going. So you have to basically aim it. The Tansy will aim the assault rifle on its own. Beat his ass, Anubis. Beat his fucking ass, bro. That felt like a jumping. Yo, Anubis would have killed you if I didn't throw a ball. Only need 2 more Digitoises for 10. That makes sense to catch 10 of. Here, go fuck these guys up.
I love coming back to a farm just full of fucking wool. I walk around. Here, have 130 wool. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It's nice when everything works. Yeah, I'll come back with plenty of pal oil. Something feels wrong about killing a turtle, though. Jump their ass, Nubis. Is that a party wipe? Yeah, feel free to help out whenever you want, instead of making me kill all 3 guys by myself. It's a shame that you can't have like a mount and throw a ball out.
Hmm.
Alright, I found a dungeon. I might as well run it. Cabin of the Dunes, level 38. There will be a boss in there. Nah, I don't feel like doing it. I get lost in those really easily. Oh, Digitoys. Bro, get in the fucking ball, bro. You are not that special. Thank you. Just need one more Digitoys for 10. Digitoys.
Alright,
100k.
well, that was a good little stretch of gotta catch them all. I think I'll just stay here and let them do their thing while I go watch a show and eat.
Enjoy your meal, buddy.
Will do.
You died too. I'm sorry. I need experience. Oh, you guys dropped PAL fluid? They're bad guys. I'm morally justified. Let me watch a YouTube video too. Alright, where is watch later? I'm gonna watch this Ben Shapiro interview where he tries to justify the Israel-Hamas war and react to it.
Good evening, London. Welcome to Piers Morgan Uncensored. 5 days ago, terrorists from Hamas attacked Israel. They murdered and raped
Alright, let's get it.
executed the elderly at bus stops. They took babies and Holocaust survivors as hostages, and they massacred young people at a festival. It emerged last night, have even beheaded babies in one village. More than 12
Piers is making sure to
died, and this brutal attack has dragged Israel
state all the atrocities. That way he doesn't seem as sympathetic to the people who committed the acts. I don't remember the name of I think it's the 7th? What's the date of the attacks? Normally when there's an atrocity it gets it becomes synonymous when the date it happens.
By the moral cowardice of those who celebrated terror as resistance and brutality as politics. I've called out the people who've confronted the terror attack with a
Let's turn it
geopolitical
up
debate,
just a
and I've
tad.
spoken to fair-minded people on both sides of that debate. I've done all this as a journalist and a human being.
Yeah,
with
see,
no
if you're
personal
like
skin in
Ben
the game.
Shapiro, right,
My guest
and your
tonight, on the
primary
other hand, one of the
concern is
prominent
the
and influential Jewish
security of the
commentators
state of
on the
Israel,
planet, Ben Shapiro,
then it's not
has been
two-sided,
visibly
it's
moved
one-sided.
and enraged by the tragedies unfolding in Israel, and the world has paid attention to his analysis. Tonight I'm giving the show to him as we tackle all the big questions that have come out of this. What is a proportionate response to terrorism? Should the United States be more involved? How do we move forward if everyone involved sees the other side as an oppressor or a savage? And very wise Ben Shapiro joins me now. Ben, great to have you on the program. I wish it was under different circumstances. I want to ask you, first of all, where were you when you first heard about these attacks?
Where were you? The classic
So
9/11
I've been
question.
in Israel for several weeks, and we had just gotten home to the United States. on Friday morning.
Whoa, he was almost there when it happened.
Obviously, is Sabbath for Orthodox Jews, and it also happened to be one of the biggest celebratory days of the year. The Shmini Atzeret Simchat Torah was a 2-day, what we call a Yom Tov, which means no electricity. Really, you can't use your phone, you can't use your computer. My security team showed up at synagogue on Saturday morning and started informing me of what had happened, and then news was kind of bleeding throughout the day. There were various sources, maids leaving TVs on, for example, or my security team informing me throughout the weekend of what exactly was happening because of the serious security concerns that arise for Jews all over the planet when there's mass terror attack
Help me
in
drink
Israel
the soda.
or anywhere else. And so we were finding out in a lagged time what exactly was happening. Obviously, we couldn't watch the videos, we couldn't see exactly what was happening until we came back online on Sunday night and were hit with the news that at that point 700 Jews have been murdered today. That number has been totaled at well over 1,200 Jews have been murdered in Israel. We started to see all of the pictures on our TVs. I obviously...
This is the justification. I mean, if we're honest, they've wanted this kind of justification for a long time. This two-party system is not tenable in the long run. I mean, I'm no fan of Israel. Or Zionists for that matter. But because we always get we're in this death pact with them as America. Like, our military constantly is getting, and our geopolitically, like, we're tied at the hip to Israel. But I think the most common sense solution to the problem isn't a two-party state. It's for the large Arab countries around Israel to absorb the Palestinians. And I know that sounds like a total victory for Israel, which I'm not a fan of, but it does seem like the most humane way to permanently end the conflict. I mean, it's not going to do any favors for Arab-Israeli relations, because they'll be forced to absorb all these refugees. But I think the situation is beneficial to the Arab states as well, right? Because as long as they have the Palestinians as these martyred hostages inside the state, inside Israel in these open-air prisons, they can use that to gain support for radical extremism. So it's beneficial to the Islamic State as a recruitment tool to have these Palestinians as essentially hostages and victims of this prolonged genocide by Israel.
Footage and video and audio and pictures of what exactly had happened in these places. And yeah, I mean, these are images. I've been trying to show them to the audience for one very specific reason. And that specific reason is to understand what evil is, you have to look.
I think Ben Shapiro posted a picture of a charred baby. I mean, the only reason I know that is because I saw Sam Hyde make a joke about it. They turning Gaza into Zaza. Hey, Ben Shapiro, quit posting pictures of charred brisket. That ish weird, brah. Like, I mean, it may not be everyone's type of humor, but I think that shit's hilarious. Limfunk's partner technique is pretty dope. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. Kevin, I'm sick of seeing your nudity, bro. You need to go put clothes on.
In the face of evil, and I think that we in the West have a peculiar narcissism that everyone thinks like we do, that we value children in a certain way, and so everyone values children in a certain way. That if somebody does something truly terrible or evil,
we value our children, is what he's. 1 million children died just because of the sanctions that we placed on Iraq. uh, before the invasion of Iraq, while they were under Saddam Hussein. So this is I don't know what Ben Shapiro's on about. There's tons of child blood on the hands of anyone who supports the military-industrial complex in America. Uh, Murder, civilian casualties, women and children, is not unique to this conflict. And anytime you feel like war is morally justified, you're basically condoning that there will be innocent civilian casualties, because there just isn't a way around it. So that's the thing you need to take into consideration anytime war is on the table. It's gonna cause and require civilian casualties by its nature, and some of those will be women and children. So to for Ben to clutch his pearls and act like these fighters on behalf of Hamas are uniquely evil, yeah, maybe they did some stuff that would violate the MOs and norms of like a NATO army. Like we wouldn't, a NATO army would never condone uh, civilian women and children casualties, but that doesn't mean that they aren't happening as a direct result of any kind of armed conflict, any military conflict. You can try to minimize it, but the best way to make sure women and children don't die is to not go to war.
It must be that there was something that quote unquote drove them, so it must be a policy question. But as it turns out, that is not the case, because there's literally nothing, I think, that could drive people in the West, a normal person, to go and to murder a baby in their crib in a civilian area, to simply walk in and gun down grandmothers, or to rape a woman and drag her back to the Gaza Strip. What could drive you to do that? I can't think of anything that would drive me to do that, but there are a lot of people who are not only driven to do that, but believe full well in the virtue of what they're doing. That is a different mode of thought, and that is not something you can negotiate with.
You've seemed about this to completely understand.
What when these atrocities happened, what we witnessed was a sort of it was a catastrophic. Basically, the Palestinians have been under the thumb of the state of Israel for so long that the resentment and animosity had reached a boiling point. So they definitely were. I don't think anyone is surprised that the violence was extreme and graphic. This situation's untenable in the long term, which is why I think that a two-party state is never gonna work in that part of the world.
Understandable reasons to have been more enraged than I think I've ever seen you, almost like a simmering volcano as you've talked about this. I want to play a clip from your Daily Wire YouTube channel. You have 6 million subscribers, and this is part of what was, I thought, a very powerful address that you made there.
I am a Jew. Those have been the words of the Jewish people for 3
You sure are.
millennia. Those were the words of the men, women, and children of Masada. Those were the words of the followers of Bar Kokhba. Those were the words of Jews in Granada in 1066, and the Rhineland in 1096, and Khmelnytsky from 1648 to 1657, and Kishinev in 1903, and Hebron in 1929. Those were the words of Jews in Auschwitz and Treblinka. Those were the last words of Daniel Pearl. And those are my words, too.
I think the words of the Jews in Auschwitz was, "What's that smell?"
They're the words of my parents, the words of my wife, my children. Over the weekend, my people, the Jewish people, were attacked. They're murdered, mutilated.
You notice he didn't say his people are the Jewish people. Like, make no mistake what Ben Shapiro's priority is. He talks a lot about U.S. politics, but his priorities and his primary concern is to push and further the Zionist agenda. and the security of Israel. So, so when it comes to like U.S. politics, especially foreign policy, especially when it comes to like supporting foreign wars, you need to remember that Ben Shapiro is not thinking of uh, American security and priorities. He's concerned about his homeland.
Our women were raped. Our children were kidnapped. This happened millions of times before to millions of Jews across history. Jew hatred exists because evil exists, because there are people who have, for literally all of human history.
He's acting like there couldn't be any legitimate reason for animosity. Um, and like if you don't know the history of the land, it's I just think it's disingenuous to act like there's no legitimate grievances on behalf of the Palestinian people, or that anyone might have a legitimate grievance or criticism of how like how Zionists conduct themselves. Uh, to diminish the fact that there may be some legitimate criticism is just arguing in bad faith. Um, yeah, all enemies are not evil. The Al Qaeda didn't hate us for our freedom. They hated us for our military intervention in their part of the world. Um, and a big part of the reason we were attacked was because of our military support of Israel. So this relationship that the United States and Israel has dangers and risks that come along with it that we have to remember. Uh, Primarily, war is bad, right? Like, duh. But in addition to that, um, we need to prioritize our own. We need to prioritize our own citizens, and I think non-interventionist policy, kind of like what we had under Donald Trump. Under Trump, we were making the Abraham Accords were signed. He met with the Russian leader, the leader of North Korea. To act like our enemies are just evil and a dialogue isn't possible, I think is naive and short-sighted.
History hated the Jews and sought to strike at them while they are weak, who have blamed the Jews for their own problems, who have crafted complex conspiracy theories about the supposed power of the Jews, who have sought to destroy, to murder, to mutilate, to rape the Jews.
Is he denying the existence of Jewish power? I mean, I think anyone who's honest would have to admit that they are disproportionately represented in finance, in Hollywood, in the government, in academia. Uh, and yeah, there may be reasons for that, but to deny the existence of like Jewish power, or that they have what is it called when you I'm trying to think of a word, but basically when a community works together, when they have an in-group preference, it can be used, it can be leveraged, and the group can become uniquely successful because of their tendency to stick together, to hire and promote from within, to their tight knit community. And these are virtues, right? These are virtues that any group should have if they want to be successful as a group, especially as a diaspora, right? Without a homeland. And Americans the European Americans, I think soon will also find themselves in the position of a diaspora, and may want to reconsider looking at our tendency to be we're more atomized and less cohesive as a unit, and that makes everyone isolated as individuals. There's definitely more power as a collective. When you have a collective interest and a group can assert themselves. They can have group priorities. It's the same argument. Think of it as unionization, but like ethnic unionization. And you'll kind of understand. You have like elevated negotiating power. Um, Atomized, you're very vulnerable, but as a group, you're more formidable. Um, and Our Enlightenment principles, like that are like liberal democracy is based on, um, champions like individuality, but that also isolates you, and when no one's looking out for you, it's easy to fuck you over. It's easy to take you out. That's why these communities and with their in-group preferences can be very powerful. It's something that people should eh, learn from and admire in the Jewish people, and it's something that causes a great deal of animosity towards them.
From Pharaoh to Haman, from Hitler to Hamas.
What reaction have you had to that, Ben?
I think the reaction has been pretty strong and overwhelmingly positive. I think there are a lot of people, not only Jews, mostly my audience is people who are not Jewish, obviously, who understand the history of the Jewish people, who understand what it means when the greatest slaughter of Jews on a mass scale happens since the Holocaust, and who understand that it is inextricably linked to a history of anti-Semitism that goes back thousands of years. I mean, this extermination level anti-Semitism, what you see from Hamas, it's literally part of their charter. And so the attempt to treat them as a normal political body obviously is foolish. I think that a lot of people resonated to that. Certainly the strongest I've felt about anything that's happened in my lifetime since 9/11, as an American, since 9/11. And as a Jew, obviously, I'm watching as people that I know, people I'm friends with, are getting called up to go to the military and serve in Gaza, try to protect the Israeli citizenry who are Jews and Arabs, who are Christians and Jews and Muslims. And I'm watching as there are people out there who are rallying on behalf of actual terrorist groups murdering children. I mean, it's an amazing, I would say, exposure of ignorance at best, and Jew hatred at worst.
Do you have any
I think it's interesting, the propensity for people to associate any criticism as like ignorance, or most people don't start to have animosities or racial biases until they've had some kind of exposure. Um, and it might be beneficial to dismiss it, um, but I don't think it's going to cure or make the problem of racial animosity go away, to act like any grievance is not legitimate, and that there isn't sometimes reasons for these feelings caused by exposure and behaviors by a certain group. It's too easy to dismiss. And a lot of people, they're afraid that if you dedicate any time or even genuinely discuss a topic like this, that you're sort of giving life to the animosity and exacerbating the problem. But I don't think it's also helpful or healthy to be dismissive of everyone who disagrees with us.
Personal connection to anyone whose life was taken?
I don't. I'm lucky. I would say that I have certainly I know a lot of people who do. So the way to talk about the Jewish community in general, there are not very many Jews on the planet. Due to conspiracy theories, people tend to think there are tens of millions of Jews on the planet. The grand total number of Jews on planet Earth is about 15 million. About 7 million who live in the state of Israel. There are about 6 million who live in the United States. And what that means is that in general society, you think, 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. With 7 degrees of connection, you can find anyone. Among Jews, that's one. That number is one. So I certainly know an enormous number of people who have had people who are kidnapped, who've had people who are murdered. I certainly know personally an enormous number of people who are on the ground right now. I know Americans who are in Israel with me who decided to stay over the last day of the Yom Tov over the holiday and ended up basically getting stuck there because the airport was shut down because of rocket attacks. And when the call went out to everybody with medical training to show up to help. I know American doctors who showed up at the Gaza border to simply set up triage stations and help people out. So I mean, it's a very small community. It's a very close-knit community, obviously.
You've spoken a lot about Hamas before, called them evil. You did a second video called Make God Avenge Their Blood, in which you said that Hamas, in some ways, they are worse than Nazis, which some viewed as a very provocative statement. Why did you say that about them?
The Nazis, I mean, here's a phrase I'll never use again, at least the Nazis. So at least the Nazis attempted to hide their crimes. So the Nazis obviously mechanized death. They had Einsatzgruppen units that drove up to Jewish villages and would mow people down. And then they would bury them, and then they would try to hide the crimes. And it took the Nuremberg team years to undig all of that material. In this particular case, you have Hamas terrorists who are murdering Jews in their beds and then live streaming it and celebrating it and bragging about it and talking about how incredible it is and blasting that sort of stuff out. I mean, the videos that I've been showing on my show, a lot of them are coming directly from Hamas. I mean, it's Hamas that is taking contemporaneous video of this sort of stuff. And that's a whole new level of evil. I mean, to celebrate this sort of stuff, to treat it as a triumph. I mean, I think the thing that people really have to realize.
It's only a triumph to them because they see themselves, and I think it's true that they are, from a military standpoint, the underdog, and that's why a lot of Western liberals are sympathetic to Hamas and a lot of Islamic extremists, especially those who oppose Israel, which is it's like a modern analogy for colonial power because they took land from an indigenous people that they claimed was theirs by birthright. It's directly analogous to like Manifest Destiny, which is why a lot of Western liberals are sympathetic to like Islamic extremists like Hamas. And from a strictly military standpoint, they are an underdog. Which is why they use like insurgent tactics, which tend to be more graphic and violent. It's not as clean and indiscriminate as like a modern military, and they tend to use hit and run tactics, and they tend to celebrate their small victories. And it's funny how like violence will either be considered righteous and justified or abhorrent and evil, but it's all violence.
Here is this is not a military operation. This was not a military operation. I mean, people have compared this to, for example,
they don't have a military. They're not allowed to have a military. They're not even supposed to have weapons. They make them in secret. They essentially shoot fireworks into Israel. The best rockets they can make by hand. Everything has to be smuggled in. They're only allowed like so much water. I think the situation's inhumane. Why I think the Palestinian people should probably be absorbed by Arab neighbors is probably like the most humane end that we're gonna get, right? Unless we get another 6-day war, where all the Arab neighbors team up against Israel all at once, right? But now they have nukes, and I think it's understood that the United States will be drawn into any conflict against Israel. A lot of these people are our allies too. Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, they're our allies, so it would strain their relationship with us to be openly hostile to Israel. But yeah, no shit, Ben. No shit, it's not a military.
The 1973 Yom Kippur War. That was an awful moment in Israel's history when it was taken by surprise by the combined Arab armies around it. But that was a military operation with a military objective, which was to seize territory. This is not a military operation with a military objective. This was an operation directed specifically at civilians. And when we see death in Gaza, which we're going to see, and the images are going to be horrifying and terrible, it is important to understand that the reason that is happening is not just because Hamas crossed the border and murdered a bunch of civilians in their beds, but also because Hamas literally hides its weaponry behind civilians. Israel is currently, right now, sending out messages to Gazan civilians, telling them to get out of particular areas, and Hamas is sending out full-scale messages telling people to ignore those messages and to stay where they are. Now, Hamas there's a reason why their headquarters were for years located underneath a hospital. I mean, it's what they understand.
Hamas is in such an underdog position that they need the civilians as shields, right? Without the civilians to be used as human shields, they would undoubtedly be eradicated by the Israeli military. So without the threat of negative media exposure for killing civilians, Israel would have just glassed Hamas a long time ago. If there was a way for them to do it without political without a political backlash, they would have done it a long time ago. So a lot of these points that he's making are like through a biased lens, um, with a little consideration for the why of it all.
Understand that the West, again, has a peculiar narcissism where we think we would never put our military hardware below a hospital. That'd be insane. And so if Israel blows up a hospital, it must be that Israel's doing that because they're targeting civilians. Hamas knows that. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're doing it. They literally hide their rocket launchers behind apartment buildings in the hope that Israel will strike back and have to kill civilians in the process. Israel cares significantly more about civilian casualties in Gaza than Hamas ever has.
There have been so many horrendous images and videos. The poor girl from the music festival taken away on the motorbike was just bone-chilling to watch. I saw something on CNN yesterday with Jake Tapper where he's interviewing the relative of his grandmother, who was murdered, and Hamas posted the video of her being murdered onto her Facebook page so her family would watch it.
I heard that.
When you hear that, it's sort of unconscionable. It's kind of beyond depravity. This is inhumanity.
I mean, Piers, you're in the business of words, and I'm in the business of words, and I've found myself repeatedly over the last few days unable to find words to describe the kind of thing that we're seeing. And again, we stretch, I think, in the West, and I stretch as an American. I think we all stretch to try and find, what would drive somebody to do something like this. And the answer sometimes is that they're I don't know how to say this otherwise. They are not like you. Hamas is not like you. They don't think like you. They don't have the same priorities as you. They don't have the same values as you. And that means that any attempt to buy them off is bound to fail. And this is inextricably intertwined with the history. I mean, the fact is, Israel turned over the Gaza Strip in 2005. There were no Jews living in the Gaza Strip since 2005. The areas that were attacked in this particular terrorist attack are not areas that are in the so-called settlements, the Shtachim, in Judea, Samaria, what's called the West Bank. That's not the area that was attacked. The area that was attacked has been sovereign Israeli territory since 1947-48. And that territory was attacked from across a border that is entirely controlled by Hamas, which has utilized pretty much every dollar that has flooded into that region over the course of 20 years from America, from Europe, taxpayer dollars that have been used to build up these terror capabilities. And every time there are cement shipments into the area ruled by Hamas, Hamas has used it to build terror tunnels. Pipes that have been sent into the area ruled by Hamas that were meant to build sewage systems have been repurposed and used for rocket tubes. I mean, it's utterly insane. And to try and come up with some sort of territorial solution, this is really just a territorial dispute. It is not a territorial dispute. It is a genocidal group that makes clear its own intention. I don't know how many times people have to tell you who they are before we believe them. The reason that I've been saying that Hamas is genocidal for literally my entire career is because they say in their own founding documents that they are genocidal. It's not as though they're attempting to avoid culpability or responsibility for this. They are saying it out loud. They're begging you to take them seriously.
Well, they're also terrorists. I mean, let's just be crystal clear. This is an act of terrorism that we saw at the weekend, the worst since 9/11, one of the worst terror attacks in modern history. And yet you have mainstream media, the BBC in Britain, refusing to describe Hamas as terrorists. They call them militants. Even John Simpson, one of their senior foreign correspondents and editors, said it's not a journalist's role to call groups like Hamas terrorists. He says calling someone a terrorist means you're taking sides and ceasing to treat the situation with due impartiality. The BBC's job is to place the facts before its audience and let them decide what they think honestly and without ranting. That's why in Britain and throughout the world, nearly 500 million watch, listen to, and read us. There's always someone who'd like us to rant. Sorry, it's not what we do, but I don't think it's about ranting to describe acts of terror as being committed by terrorists. And the New York Times apparently today actually changed the wording of a story they put online and changed the word Hamas terrorists to Hamas gunmen, as if they're almost terrified, literally, I mean, how ironic, of using the word terrorist. But what is it about mainstream media, two huge examples of it, New York Times and the BBC, that they won't just call this what it is?
Very close to level 15.
A lot of these groups are afraid of the political implications.
Terror's in the eye of the beholder.
A terrorist a terrorist. I mean, when you acknowledge that the government of the Gaza Strip is in fact a terrorist government, that has some pretty large-scale implications for a lot of the political agendas at play.
The word terrorist lost a lot of its teeth, mostly in part to George Bush. It's the easiest way to other the enemy, and a lot of times before you fight a war, you have to fight a propaganda war and run a propaganda campaign, and the first thing you do is disassociate that these are humans by making them synonymous with something like a monster, right? That's why the word terror is used. It's to imply that the enemies are uniquely evil, even though by no means are they the only ones committing violence, organized violence, which is essentially what any war or terror is. It's organized violence. And everyone would like you to believe that when we do it, it's war. When they do it, it's terror. But that is just the propaganda working.
Because, of course, the great sort of dream of the West, since at least the Oslo Accords, has been that territorial concessions and that economic concessions would solve this problem. And when it turns out that an entire area is governed by a government that is, in fact, a terrorist government, is an actual terrorist group, then that has some pretty significant implications moving forward for the prospects in the region. And it also suggests that Israel has a moral duty, which it absolutely does, to protect its own citizenry by eviscerating that terrorist group from the planet. And the word terrorist has a definition, and that definition, by any stretch of the imagination, is fulfilled.
He said eviscerate from the planet. That's the same kind of language that gets Jewish people up in arms when, like if Iran said it. You could play this same speech. You could take the dialogue from it, right, and put it as subtitles under the Iranian president, and people would condemn his language. Um, I don't think Ben realizes how warmongerous he sounds, or he might be more careful with his choice of words. Actually, I think this subject is just too personal for him to be objective about, right? Like, I think what we're getting from Ben is exactly what we should expect from Ben. He's a Zionist first. Um, so nothing he's saying should be surprising to anybody.
Filled by what Hamas is. I mean, the BBC's explanation is so bizarre. It's almost like suggesting that if you found a man who had murdered his wife in an apartment and you reported on that, you didn't call it murder. You just said that someone was killed. A person was killed, and the person was convicted of murder, and you still said they're not a murder. We don't make judgments over here and use language like the word murderer because that would carry some moral implication. Well, yes, it turns out that murdering entire families, slaughtering entire families, burning them. I mean, some of the stuff that I've been tweeting out, which is stuff I'm getting again directly from first responders on the ground. I mean, just a few moments ago, I tweeted out, I wish I didn't have to tweet out these photos, but I think people need to understand the consequences of failing to see evil for what it is. It was a photo of a group of people in a kibbutz called Kibbutz Be'eri, which is again near the border where 100 bodies were found, and they were attempting to simply escape, and Hamas stopped the car and burned these people alive. I mean, I don't know how you don't call that. What other goal could you have but to obscure the morality of the situation if you refuse to call things what they are? It boggles the mind. It truly does.
I mean, what also boggled the mind for me was Black Lives Matter Chicago, which had a Twitter account with 60,000 followers. They actually
Oh, I forgot
posted,
that those two are
caricature
breeding.
images
There's
of
going to be so
paragliders
many eggs.
saying, "I stand with Palestine." The paragliders
There's
were
going to be
also the ones
so
who
many
killed and
eggs.
killed all the people at the music festival. What did you feel when you saw that?
I mean, unsurprising, only in the sense that Black Lives Matter as an organization had all sorts of solidarity statements about Palestine going all the way back to the original movement in 2014, 2015. But seeing them actively take up the imagery of an actual terrorist attack, that's what that is. Palestinians are not famous for their hang gliding. I mean, the only reason why that is the image is because literal terrorists use paragliders in order to murder civilians at an electronic dance music festival, by the way, attended mostly by people of the political left. I mean, those are not right-wing Israelis who are dancing at an EDM festival on a Saturday. That's not the way that works.
Hey, what's up?
It's only astonishing in either the moral blindness or the anti-Semitism. And at a certain point, the moral blindness becomes the anti-Semitism, because when you are celebrating active Jew murder,
You
and
just
you are
woke
saying
up?
that's solidarity, that's a pretty incredible thing. I'd also like to point out here that the argument
I'm
in
streaming,
favor
just
of
so you know.
Palestinian self-determination did not need to be threatened by any of these people. All they could have said is, Hamas does not represent Palestinians. This does not have any implications for Palestinian self-determination. Hamas is a
doesn't?
terrorist group, and they ought to be eviscerated, and they ought to be replaced by a better government.
You
They
see
make these-
the
like,
one that
none
says
of
live
this is
on the
particularly
bottom?
hard.
It's
In fact,
red.
They're lumping together Hamas with the Palestinian cause.
Yeah, I'm
Says
live.
an awful lot, and it doesn't say anything good.
I fixed
In one
the
of the
power
videos, it
settings on
said
my
the only
computer, so
solution
it's
is for
not
Israel to
like...
annex the Gaza Strip and kill enough sons of bitches
I
to
didn't
make
mean
sure
to
this
breed
isn't
it
a
4
problem
times in
again.
a row.
You say anyone who calls for a ceasefire is a terrorist sympathizer
Yeah, I'm out of
under
Sprite.
these circumstances. And that got a lot of pushback. I guess this comes to
If
the
you wanted
point
to be
of
really dope, you could like
appropriate
grab me some.
response. How far
at
do you
the-
go? How do you isolate
You want what?
genuine Hamas from perhaps completely innocent
I wouldn't mind,
Palestinians in Gaza, of which there will be many?
what do you call it again?
One person called you
Captain
a
D's was
genocidal
dope.
warmonger for that rhetoric. And there's a person called Mohammed Hijab in a video called in responding to Ben Shapiro on Israel. He says this.
First and
We have
foremost,
what in
I'll
there?
say, yes, we condemn any woman, child, or whatever it may be that's being killed
I don't.
who's Jewish. And is not
I don't know what sounds good.
But
It's
why
sweet.
is it the case, Ben? Huh? Why is it the case that you, none of your colleagues or you, have been able to offer one single condolence, one single condemnation, one single word of sympathy for any of the Gazans that have been killed? Don't try
What do you
and
want?
smear us. Don't try and slander us. Don't try and attack. Don't try and produce red herrings. And I think you're
A what?
a jackass. And we're not talking about Hamas. We're talking about children here. We're talking about women here. We're talking about elderly people.
Yeah, go get it to go.
You make me sick.
It's right around the corner.
You make me sick.
What's your response to that, Ben? I mean, that will be, I'm sure, a reaction you've heard from a lot of people.
The guy's
What do
emotional,
you feel about
clearly.
I mean, my obvious response is, of course, I feel horrible for the people who are being held by Hamas in a state
Brian's
of tyranny
eating.
for the past 15 years. Hamas was the elected government in Gaza in 2006. There hasn't been an election since then. All the people who are today ranting, as you heard Mohammed Hijab doing right there, I don't hear them talking about liberating Gaza from Hamas, which is the greatest threat to the way of life
I
of
meant to
Gazans
make
on
ammo
planet
before I
Earth.
left.
Again, I have nothing but sympathy for Hamas, for the people that Hamas is governing, or the people that Hamas is exploiting, really. I have nothing but sympathy for civilians there. Israel has to defend itself. I don't understand exactly what the expectation would be here. Is the expectation that because Hamas uses human shields, that Israel therefore has to go home and wait to have its people murdered again?
Murdered.
Israel tried it the way that Mohammed Hijab and others would like. Israel literally pulled, in 2005, they literally pulled thousands of Jews out of the Gaza Strip. It was called the disengagement, and it was massively unpopular.
Hey, Gavin's butt
in wide
naked.
swaths of Israel. They pulled out, they
I
built
don't
a wall,
know.
and they basically said, go ahead and govern yourselves. And
I
this
thought you
is
gave
the
him a
result of
bath, and
that.
that's
You
why he
think
was
Israel-
naked.
You think anyone in Israel, no one in Israel wants to reoccupy the Gaza Strip. No one. That's why Israel has been studiously avoiding reoccupying the Gaza Strip since 2006, despite the fact that they have been living underground in large parts of Israel for weeks at a time because of rocket attacks that have been fired on a regular basis from the Gaza Strip into major cities,
But let me
including
ask
Tel
you.
Aviv,
Let me ask you this,
Ashdod,
Ben.
Ashkelon.
In Gaza, you have 2 million people, many of whom are young people. Pretty hopeless
How much what?
conditions to live in. I think people would agree with that.
I think it was like 12
not much chance
bucks
of
for
getting
the
out of
meal, so
there.
it
They live
can't
in
be
very
much.
densely populated areas. We
Yeah.
know from in the last 24
I'll help you
hours
get
that
it. I'll help
Israel
you eat it.
controls water, controls energy, power going in there. Many would see that that is a control that Israel shouldn't have if you want to afford equal rights to people living in Gaza. And then it comes down to proportionate response and how you try and, like I say, how do you attack Hamas, given they're all
Is he
over
being mean to
Gaza,
you?
living amongst the general population? How do you attack and isolate genuine members of Hamas, genuine terrorists, from the civilian population? And given that is almost impossible, clearly, what is a proportionate response to what's happened here?
Well, frankly, I don't believe in proportionate response to terrorism. I believe that the way that you stop terrorism is with wildly disproportionate response. That doesn't mean in terms of targeting civilians. It means in terms of killing as many terrorists as humanly possible and allowing them to dictate the terms of engagement by hiding behind civilians in areas that they're supposedly responsible for means that the only option for Israel is to surrender to Hamas's hatred of its own citizens, its willingness to use its own children as human shields. No country worth its salt could ever do that. No government trying to protect its own citizens could ever do that. What exactly is the alternative option other than for Israel to try to kill as many of these terrorists and depose Hamas and hopefully help put in place some sort of international overseen community that would actually govern the Gaza Strip in a rational, reasonable way that actually maximizes the possibilities of its citizens? Israel, over the course of the last year, allowed some 15,000 work permits to Gazans. Many of those work permits, we're now finding out, were used by terrorists in order to cross the border. The fact that Israel controls the water and the power, the reason that Israel controls the water and the power is specifically because if they did not control the water and the power, Hamas would be right now holed up with the water and the power indefinitely. I mean, the fact is that the reason that Israel
What does that
controls,
mean?
for example, the sea border is because if they did not, there were attempts to ship weapons in from Turkey multiple times.
How can they hurt you with water and power?
Impossible situation in which Israel finds
I don't know,
itself
Gavin. You just
with
had
regard
it.
to the Gaza
Look
Strip
for
is
it.
mirrored only by the impossible situation which
Look.
in which Gazan civilians find themselves, and all of that, every single iota of that is the
You gotta
result
look
of Hamas,
around,
which means
Bubba.
unless there is a change in status, in which Hamas is removed from power, in which someone else is put in charge, this is going to continue. Again,
But I would
Israel-
What happened
I
to
would
it?
argue-
10,000 Jews
Listen,
want to die.
I hear you,
in the
Gavin,
Gaza
but
Strip
what-
in order
I
to
agree.
defend their citizens.
I agree with you, but I would also
Here, I'm gonna come help you find it. Give me 2 seconds. Is it back here? I don't know where it is, buddy. Lost it. Alright, get out of the chair, buddy. Get up. Let's see if we can find it. I don't see it. Alright, let me pick up the seat. Got it. Here you go. Oh man, you drank the rest of my soda, you butthead. He's coming off super partial to me.
Also say that I think that it would also benefit any chance of a peace settlement that if Netanyahu wasn't in charge anymore. I mean, apart from anything else, this is an unbelievable breach and failure of security and military. I think part of that
Undoubtedly.
can be apportioned to the extraordinary social unrest that's been enveloping Israel since his cabinet, full of a lot of right-wing headbangers, frankly, some of whom have actually called themselves fascists, have tried to take on the judiciary and the Supreme Court. I don't feel comfortable about that. What do you feel about that? And do you feel that Netanyahu is the right person? Does it need a completely clean leadership now, both in Palestine and Israel, to try and get to somewhere approaching peace?
The democratically elected government of Israel has not had a change in policy, despite the fact that until very recently, Netanyahu was not the prime minister of Israel. It was a joint government run by Naftali Bennett, as well as by Yair Lapid, who's a member of the hard left who dramatically opposes Benjamin Netanyahu. Today, they formed a unity government between Benny Gantz, who's a member of the center left, and Benjamin Netanyahu, who's a member of the center right, Likud party in Israel. This is not, when it comes to foreign policy, the reality is that since the rejection of any peace deal by Mahmoud Abbas in 2009, when Ehud Olmert was the prime minister of Israel, there's been very little disagreement between any of the parties with regard to foreign policy because they do not have a peace partner. The Oslo process was killed by the Palestinians, and it was killed by the Palestinians when they rejected multiple peace offerings by Ehud Barak, by Ariel Sharon, by Ehud Olmert, over and over and over again, by Yitzhak Rabin, by Shimon Peres. Benjamin Netanyahu himself, in the Wye River Accords of 1998, handed over significant portions of the West Bank to the Palestinians. So you can say that Netanyahu's a problem. That's fine. But the reality
I was
is
really
that
asking
if
you
Benjamin
whether
Netanyahu...
I was asking you whether you feel he is a problem. That actually all the division that's been caused by his attempt to usurp the power of the Supreme Court, as many people see it, all that division in Israel has actually diminished his authority. And that it's come at a time when you really need somebody with real authority.
Well, I mean, I don't think that right now that's really the question, considering, again, it's a unity government, and I'm talking to everybody in Israel, and all of those divisions heal up in a moment when your children are being slaughtered at the border, as it turns out. So, you know, all of the judicial reform conversation is a separate conversation.
They need Netanyahu to stay in power. They like, Jewish people like that Netanyahu is